Can you see a bee being born right there, chewing its way out? Good morning, it's Sunday. Now, this sounds terrible. I've no coins and we're going to a vintage and antique fair, and I have a screenshot of a coupon because it's €3.50 admission, which is nothing to get into the antiques. But I do have a jar of pennies here somewhere. I can't give them this. I have no cash. Well, not like coins. And I'm like, this is terrible. And there might be some in the car because everything nowadays, oh, hang on, this is more promising. This isn't even in the currency that I need. Everything, this is pound. I have pound coins. Everything is tap, tap, tap nowadays. Here's more coins. Oh, look at this coin. What? Christchurch Cathedral, Dublin. Hibernia, Ireland. I think that's a coin that you get out of like a machine. That might be worth something. I'm looking for all the gold ones because they're going to be my 10 cents. Okay, so we've got a British pound. No good. An Irish 10p with glue gun glue on the back. We'll keep you. Another Irish 10p. Another pound. A penny. No, a Canadian coin. 5 cents Canada, 2019. I was in Canada in 2019, I think. Oh, that's probably why I kept it. Okay, we've another 10 cent. There has to be some coin from like nights out. Hang on. Okay, I'm back and I have €2.50. Bang on. And there was like €3 floating around in my car. And I have found a 50p, 50 cent. So, because there's nothing at the end of my bag. I have a Leap card that's absolutely filthy. Shocking. Okay, so I have my coins. I'm going to put my dirty pennies back up here and just take what I need. This vintage fair is on in Ashburn, which is only down the road. I'll put my coins in there. So it's not too far. There was one on in the Marine Hotel out in Dunleary, which on a weekend, on a Sunday, it's probably like 30-minute drive for me, 40-minute, but it's more trafficy. And I have to go to motorway and all that. So when I saw that they had one, same company, have this vintage fair on in Ashburn in the Pillow Hotel, I was like, sure, that's only down the road. I can get there in 20 minutes, 15 probably. We can have a little look and see, and it'll probably be the same vendors. Also, I'm looking for inspiration. If I see a captain's chair and it's at a good price, it would have to be a very good price because I'm on a spending ban until I see how much the floor is going to cost. But anyway, today is not about renovations. We were going antiquing. So yeah, if I see something, but I'm mostly going for some inspiration to see what pieces they have. Imagine there's not going to be too many big pieces, but when I looked on their social media, it looked like that they did have there was pieces of furniture there. So, sure, listen, there's no harm in going out for a spin. There's absolutely no harm. This vintage and antique fair was held by vintageireland.eu. So head to that website if you want to check out future sales and events, because there is actually, I'm just having a quick look at their website now. So there is ones upcoming. So September 7th, North Dublin Antiques Art and Vintage Fair, and that's in the White Sands Hotel in Portmarnock. And then Sunday the 14th of September, there's one in Naas in the Osprey Hotel. There's also then 12th of October in Gorey. November, I feel like I'm reading out Taylor Swift concert dates or something. I just want to emphasize that there is something happening right the way through winter as well. The 2nd of November in Waterford, and then there's one 30th November back out in the Royal Marine Hotel. So the website for this one is vintageireland.eu. And also don't forget to check out the website Collect Ireland, and that website is just collectireland.com, and that gives you the full list of what car boot sales are on. And this time of year they're still going. Some of the village and like local ones They kind of keep going up until September, early October, and then things do calm down for the winter time. So this fair had your usual bits. It had your ceramics, it had your glassware, there was coins, there was vinyl, there was old magazines, there was some small pieces of furniture, there was some artwork. Now, totally off topic, but I'm currently watching Harlots on Netflix at the minute. And I noticed the ladies drinking out of these tiny glasses when they're chatting to each other. And I saw a tray of them here today, and the tag said that they were sherry glasses. And I don't think I've ever tasted sherry. I have had a sherry trifle, like a dessert, but I don't think I've sat and had a sherry, especially in one of those tiny glasses. So I don't know, I feel like I need to rectify that. I don't even know if I would like sherry. Or is it like port? Would they put port in it? Anyway, they had some of them if you're in the market for that. It was really nice to meet the sellers as well. So there were some people that was, more professional, like they have like shops and they do fairs. And then there was people that just do fairs for fun. So they buy and sell some antiques in their spare time. So it was so nice just to have a coffee and have a little walk around on a Sunday morning to see what bargains I could find. And yes, I did purchase something. And if you wait about 2 minutes, I'll show you what I bought. I got something. Well, first of all, I got a chicken roll because it's a day for a chicken roll, a big lunch. I bought one thing, and my regular viewers, who, if you saw some of the other thrifting videos, will know I mentioned this particular product. Sorry, it's in bubble wrap. So I'm going to try and open it as... Oh, I didn't break it. Some people are into unwrapping with bubble wrap. ASMR. Okay, you nearly saw what I got there. In a video, I was saying how this item reminds me of childhood. There was one of them in my house. It's not there now. Sorry, when I say my house, my childhood house. It's not there now. I don't know where it's gone or it went over the years. But it was in a different colour. And it is the bee honey pot. So this is a Beswick. Yeah, so it has the, also my little antiquing tip. If you're ever unsure of like the value of something, take a picture of it and take a picture of the stamps. And I just use like Google search. You can use whatever search engine you use. You can do the image search. So search the picture that you've taken and it will tell you, it will give you like listings. It's going to be different search results depending on your location. So if you're in like Canada, Australia, somewhere in Europe, America, you'll get different search results to me, but it will give you an idea. So you'll get eBay listings, Etsy listings, and it'll tell you like the price and the value. So now there's tape on this keeping it closed. So I'm going to give it a little wash because there is a little bit of sticky residue on her. But when I saw this, I had to buy it because it's a lovely colour as well. Like I have never seen it in that colour, but the one I was saying in a previous video that reminded me of being a kid was the one that's the, it's this kind of colour. It was like an earthenware colour. You know, that kind of, I don't know how to describe the colour, but that's her there. I wasn't going to buy anything today, but when I saw this, and another serendipitous thing, this is why I like going to, different car boot sales and fairs, is because the people you meet and just the information you get from them. So the woman who I purchased this from says, because I said, do you have a shop? Like, is this your job? Or, what do you do? And I just find it so interesting when you get to chat to people. I'm a yapper anyway when I meet people. I'm probably too nosy, but Irish people, we love a yap. She is there every Sunday at the car boot sale in Kilkenny that I shared back in, I think it was early May, or was it mid-May? I went to the car boot sale in Kilkenny that has the indoor section and the outdoor section. She says that she has a weekly stall inside, and she says like she's lots more items. So she was here today at this fair, and she said that she's like lots of the old country roses. She also had some of the Beswick, the Beatrix Potter figurines. And she has some dolls. I'm not into the collecting of the dolls. But I also noticed today a lot of Beswick. And I'm like, I am a collector at heart, a hoarder, some would say. But I won't start a new collection until I have like a space. But there's two things I would like to start collecting, and that's the Beatrix Potter figurines. And I was keeping an eye on auctions to see if any were popping up. They're quite like expensive. And also a lot of the auctions are in the UK, and it's the collection from the UK auction place. And then if they do ship them, it's like expensive. Another thing, I was chatting to some of the people selling, and some of them had like online shops. Well, most of them did have online shops, and there was one or two that were like proper antique dealers. And they were chatting and saying like a lot of people were just buying stuff and selling it on, like kind of like as a hobby, like a side business, almost like a side hustle. Isn't that what they call it? But they were saying that they go to England, to the UK, to get a lot of this stuff. And I know that Mr. Carrington, I was chatting to Ewan during the week, and he was saying that he was on his way over to France with Luke. So I don't think they've even uploaded the video yet. I'm going to keep an eye on his channel because that is something I would love to do. The only thing stopping me is, and I think Ewan said that Luke was driving when they went to France. So for us to go to Europe, if I was to bring my Volkswagen Beetle on the boat, I have to drive on the other side of the road. And I believe it's easier to drive on the other side of the road if you just rent a car that's for that side of the road, if that makes sense. So if I bring my car over, I think it's more dangerous for me because I'm on the opposite side of my steering wheel and all that. Anyway, people will know who drive on the other side of the road. But it's something I would love to do. Because anytime I've been in France, I have some vlogs. I do have a vlog on a French market in Aix-en-Provence, Avignon. I think I have about 2 or 3 French vlogs. But anytime I've gone through a little town or an area, the stuff is adorable, and that's where the best value is. By the time it gets to Ireland, to a fair, the markup is insane because obviously people go over and they buy a job lot or they buy an auction lot, and then they bring it back to Ireland and then they put their margin on it. And rightly so, they've gone to the effort to bring it here. But I don't know if it's because we're an island, but by the time the antiques reach us, they're expensive. I paid 25 for this. I really like the lady. I don't know if I got ripped off, but I just like the lady. And I was like, hopefully I'll see it when I go down to Kilkenny again, because that's the one place I was like, it's worth traveling. So today's fair, I would say, if you're in the local area, I think it was a good one to go to, but I wouldn't drive from far to come to this fair. It was in like a hotel reception room, like a function room thing. I'd say there was about maybe 50 stalls, and it was all of the smaller pieces. So you had your crystals, your ceramics, there was coin collectors, match collectors, vinyls, art, small pieces of furniture. But if you are traveling somewhere, I think my favorite car boot sale this year was the Kilkenny one, and I can link to that video. So there's an indoor section, you can get food, and there's an outdoor section. And I think I went to a plant fair in Waterford that day. There was a lot of driving that day. That is one of my favorites, I think, this year. But I will link to the thrifting playlist. So anytime there's a car boot sale or a thrift or an antique thing, I put it into a playlist. So if you just want to watch them and get ideas on places to visit, you can check out that. I think I have a compilation video with like loads of places, like in the description. It has a list of salvage yard and places that I have visited already. So if you want to check that out. I'm going to eat my chicken roll now. And I'm going to keep my little bee pot safe, because demolition is going to be happening in here soon. So I'm going to pop this back in bubble wrap and keep it safe. But I'm absolutely delighted with that, because yeah, I've been wanting to, and I always said, I said in the last video, if I come across one of these, I'll buy it. Like, I know you can go on Etsy and eBay and like just go and buy them, but for me it's like the thrill of the hunt. Like, I don't know, like when it finds me, I'll get it, you know, when I'm out and about and I'm having a rummage. So that is what happened today. My honey pot found me. I actually have to visit my bees today as well. So, and you can see that the bees on this are hand painted. Can you see it? I love this. It's very cute. So anyway, I know this is a waffly vlog, but listen, it's a vloggy vlog. Okay, so before I properly suit up, so this is the nuke, the swarm that I collected last year. They had a funny start to the year. So they were in that nuke that's beside them, and I put them into a hive when the weather was really good, in like end of April, because they filled up the nuke, the 6 frames, really quickly. Sorry about the noise. They are in an urban area, so yeah, they went weak for a bit. I had to I had to feed them. And you can see now they're lovely and active. The sun has come out now. It was grey this morning. So these ladies are really gentle as well. So they're really gentle. But now, hang on. Apologies about the noise as well. So these ladies, I don't want to get too close because they stung me the last time. Really strong, and with strength comes sass. So I wonder, can I zoom in? Oh, hang on. So you'll see really active at the entrance there. What I am going to do today is, these ladies are at risk of theft from wasps. So I'm just going to check, well, if there's any honey for me in that super, which I don't think there is. And I'm going to put the entrance strip back on the front. So I'm going to reduce the size of the entrance so that the wasps can't, well, they have a better chance of attacking the wasps when they do come if I reduce the size of the entrance. So we do take the block off when there is like a flow on, and like May, June, July, August. But now that we're coming into wasp season, I want to give these ladies the best chance at surviving and fighting back the wasps. This time of year, a lot of beekeepers are thinking about harvesting and collecting honey. Not for me. So the weather, I was chatting to the other beekeepers, and one beekeeper said it was the worst season in 40 years. So I think what happened was we had a really great start. So we had summer, April, flowering trees, lots of like a flow on. And then in May we had a lot of rain. There was 2-3 weeks of rain. So the forage got eaten by the bees, rightly so, because they couldn't get out and forage, so they ate their stores. And then my girls just didn't recover. I had to feed this hive at one stage just to keep them going. This hive is strong, but they built up the super too late in the season, I think. Now I could open it today and there might be a bit on it, but I'm going to just check and make sure. Just the usual hive check, they're all laying well and just that the wasps aren't getting them. So the little hive behind me here is the calmest one, the most docile. And yeah, my thing with them is just trying to keep them alive, keep them going, making sure they're strong. Could be a good strong hive for next year, all depending on how they get through winter. I'm just learning that weather, like you're up against so many unknowns. This is why I could never be like a farmer or a crop farmer because really you're at the mercy of Mother Nature. But I just do it for fun. So let's just check in on the ladies. Okay, looks like they have filled out a bit. So these girls have a top feeder finished. So I'm going to heft it first. Yeah, so they are light, so I need to keep an eye. I need to get these strong. Oh, my hive tail. I need to get these ladies strong for winter. If that means putting them back into a smaller box like a nuke for winter, I will, but I would like to have them strong. Hello, ladies. So see where these ladies are nice and calm. Not like my other hive. They have a nice, there's a new queen in here as well, 2025 queen. So there was a tiny bit of chalk brood in this one, like last month, and I was hoping that it would just kind of, it was a ventilation issue the last few times I checked it. So they're building out this comb, which is a good sign, but they're just not building it out quick enough. So they're kind of, I don't know if they're lazy. I don't think lazy is the word, but I'm just going to make sure that, yeah, building out. So they have got some honey here, but not enough. They're going to need to be fed this week. You can see how light the frames are that I'm picking up. These should be heavy. The heavier the frame, the more food that's on it. So this one has more honey on it. I'm also checking for brood as well to make sure that our queen is laying on that. But we have no brood on this comb. Okay, so we have brood and eggs on this, which is good. But there's just not as much as I would like to see. So we have larvae, we have eggs. Queen could be on this frame. I'm so sorry if you can't see. It's quite hard for me. Oh, there's a baby being born. Oh, I'm going to try and bring the camera over. See a bee being born right there, chewing its way out. A nurse bee will come over now in a minute and help her. Welcome to the world. So she's just chewing her way out. Here's a nurse bee to help her. I love seeing this. Okay, I need to be careful. My camera could fall over. Right. Can you see the queen on this? She could be on her because there's fresh eggs. So as you can see, this hive is nice and calm, really friendly bees, but they're only working off, I'm going to say, about 4 frames of brood. So to overwinter them successfully, if they don't fill out by September, I'm going to have to maybe put them in a smaller box. So I'm going to continue checking this and we'll go to the next one, but I'm just cautious of my lack of very good camera skills at the minute. I'm happy with this hive. They are, I think they'll be strong enough to withstand. There's no sign of wasps in here. There was 2 wasps as I was doing a check who tried to sneak in, but I've been keeping an eye on the front. So the front door, you'll see I reduced the entrance. I put this block in. I did this about 2 weeks ago, just to give them a better chance. Like the temperature has kind of dropped as well, so it's not as hot as it was in July. Oh no, why are you stuck? So these girls should be good. I'm just going to try and get them strong for winter. Also, when I say I'm trying to get them strong for winter, it's so they survive. because I would be really sad if I lost a colony, not from like some beekeepers are like, oh, I lost bees, that means no honey. No, if I lose bees, that means I'm heartbroken, because I'm too empathetic for all this nature stuff. It breaks my heart when I see, like, when I hear beekeepers having to, like, there's this horrible disease that's around it. Well, it's always been around, but it's called American foul brood. And I know some beekeepers who've had to burn their hives. So the bees have to, it's like legal requirement, because it's so contagious that you have to burn the hive. So you kill the bees first. It's terrible. You have to put petrol into the hive, and the fumes of that kills the colony, and then you have to burn all of the equipment. It cannot be reused. It's called American foul brood, so look that up. And then when I heard that a local beekeeper had to do that, I was like, I'm not cut out for this. I'm not cut out for this. But touch wood, my smoker's gone out. I can never keep my smoker alight. I've tried. I'm on sawdust now. If anybody has tips for getting your smoker to stay lighting, I can get it going for like 5 minutes and then it just goes out. I think I'm not leaving it flame for long enough. I didn't need the smoker on them girls. I never do with them. But the next girls are my I call them spice bags. They need a bit of smoke or they'll get me on the chin. That's why I'm wearing this hat, because the last time I didn't wear this hat and my veil, I was like this. Bang. She got me. I also have a nettle sting on my thumb from when I walked in, and that's more painful actually than I think than bee stings. But anyway, let me smoke up. Okay ladies, I want absolutely no attitude today. Okay, so this is the stick that I need. How are we ladies? Okay ladies, of course my smoker's gone. Wow. Look at this honey. Okay, these girls have bank. So you can see just, girls don't stink. So you can see just how more active and fizzy and energy. It's not necessarily a bad thing. This is a sign of strength with these. I feel like I'm getting a normal kind of reaction, like they're at my face. Because I'm opening the hive basically. But what's going on here? Is this, are they kicking out a drone? Hey, or is that a dead bee they're kicking out? No, it's a drone. It's a dead drone. Yeah, let me show you. Apologies again about the bad camera angles, but this is the honey that I have. So you can see I'm missing a frame. So they've made these, and these frames are actually quite heavy. There could be a bit of honey on them. They also have loads of honey straws in here. Frames are so heavy. And if you look, hang on, if you look down here, a bit of honey spilt and the ladies are drinking it up. So this is their own honey. You would never feed bees honey because there can be like AFB in it, like honey from the shop or like honey from another hive. But this is theirs. I'm going to see if I can get a spoon of it up, and I just, I must have squeezed one of the things at the end. So yeah, the girls are just like, hey, that's theirs. So good energy. I ended up not really needing the smoker. There's actually a bit of honey on the smoker and they're okay today. So I'm going to pop this back on, pop everything back on, and I'm going to wait for them to calm down at the front, and I'm going to stick this on just so the wasps are around, but not too bad. So if you can see behind me, I have put on the entrance reducer. So I have it just to the larger one because they're strong in numbers. I wouldn't put it to the tiniest one until winter time. So like, October. Obviously I'll keep an eye on what is on you. Oh girl, why did you try and sting? I wish I could telepathically talk to them and say, girls, there's no need to sting. But I suppose with all animals, You have to just go with your actions, don't you? Also, apologies, there is a power washer and bees on my microphone, so I hope you can hear me. So that hive, obviously as a beekeeper, I have a duty of care to make sure that I don't have aggressive hives that are going to be aggressive to people around in the area. If you're in a place where it's rural, obviously you have to make sure they're not going to be aggressive to livestock. So I wouldn't class these as aggressive. Obviously there's 3 or 4 flying around me, but I've just completed a hive check. You can walk up relatively close to them and they will be totally fine. It's obviously just when you do a hive check, but I have noticed all season they have more strength. So I'm going to say they're just stronger. So sometimes sassiness is a sign of strength. So next time someone calls me sassy, I'm going to be like, sassy, I'll show you my beehive, and I'm not sassy, they're strong. And also, apologies, this might be boring to some people, but if you're still here, thanks. Different conditions can make them have different moods. So if you were to open a hive and it was, let's say, a little bit on the chilly side, windy, a drop in the atmospheric pressure, so if we go from high pressure to low pressure, these girls feel the weather like myself. Different times of year, if there's a flow on and they have shit to do and I'm getting in the way, I best believe I'm getting a stinger on the chin. This time of year, obviously wasps are annoying them, so hopefully, sorry, I thought there was a wasp on my thing. Hello girl, you don't need to sting today. No you don't. See, this is my problem. Bees are not pets. Bees are not pets, but they're cute. See, that bee's trying to kill me, but I'm like, you're so cute. They're just doing their job. So yeah, different conditions, even if it's too hot, they're basically like humans in the sense of they feel things. Also, there was a full moon this week. That could even upset them. So I'm actually going to have a cup of tea, come back in about 10 minutes and just make sure that they will figure it out, because they're bees, they're smarter than me. But I've reduced the entrance, so I'm just going to make sure they're all getting in and out okay and there's no obstruction before I leave them. There isn't much happening in my own garden this week. The usual deadheading, keeping on top of things being watered. But remember before I was saying how I would love people to send in videos of their garden? Well, I reached out to the member community to test the waters and see if anybody would be interested, and I got so excited when I got a link to download a garden video from one of you guys. So the lovely Elaine submitted her stunning Irish garden, and not only has Elaine got a lovely garden, she knows the full title of name of her plants. So hydrangea, and she knows the name. I don't. And I'm so impressed. So settle in, because for the next 5 minutes, we are going to visit Elaine's beautiful Irish cottage garden.
My name is Elaine, and I live in an area outside Navan in County Meath called Telltown, and this is my garden. Quite vast, as you can see, and very much a work in progress. I'm trying to get a nice mix of shrubbery and herbaceous border perennials going on, but getting there slowly but surely. So just coming up the driveway here, I have a couple of hydrangeas, some rambling roses, a lot of trees to my left there. I have a Philadelphus mock orange, who sadly is finished flowering now for the year. A Hypericum, which gives off lovely berries in the next few months. I also have Clematis Jackmani, one of the older Clematis. He's had a great year this year, lots of flowers on him. He's doing really, really well. That's my Clematis Montana Rubens. That's finished up now for the year, but as you can see there, he's taken over a little bit. So as we make our way up here, I have a little trough to the left here, and I have a Virginia creeper just going up over the shed. And there's one of my David Austins there. It's Graham Thomas, a yellow rose, but he's finished up now for the year as well. So making our way along here, just outside the shed, I've got the calendula orange king, and mixed in with those I have some oxalis and a wildflower mix as well. So they're all looking really good together. The nice shade of blue up against the orange looked great. Gives a nice burst of colour. As we make our way up here, this is probably my favourite thing in the whole garden. It's a David Austin rose and it's called a Shropshire Lad. And he loves this position on the wall, despite the wall needing a good paint, but you're better off doing that, I suppose, when everything has gone in for the winter. And over here to the left then is another rose. This one is called Grand Hotel, and it's a beautiful deep shade of red. A lot of spare ground there that I'm kind of undecided with, probably further down the line. I was in the garden centre today and I couldn't pass this fella, beautiful Rebecca, so I'll plant him out over the weekend. Just a couple of containers here. I have Dahlia Cafe au Lait in one, and in the other Dahlia Bishop of Landau. So nothing happening with those just yet, but I'd say another couple of weeks now we'll be good to go. And just making the way up here then. Another little wildflower patch in the middle of the lawn. Some more hydrangeas and the laurel hedge to the left of me. And then I have some potentilla, my little bird bat, and an olive tree. And I've also here got some hosta, some agapanthus, and ceanothus, which again is finished up now for the summer. And just round here then, just coming into bloom, is a lovely hydrangea. So lots of work cut out for me, as you can see, but it's very enjoyable and I love seeing the finished results, so it's a great way to spend your free time.
How nice was that garden? I'm so impressed at remembering the full title, the full name of your plants. Well done. I think I need to start labeling. So do leave Elaine some love in the comment section below, and if you would like to submit a garden video that you want to be shared or featured on the channel, I'll put a card to the video that tells you how to do that and how to send it to me. Now I know this Sunday video was a bit of a random vloggy one, so please, I hope you're not disappointed and you've made it to the end. There will be some renovation videos coming soon as well. You can check out the playlist, so if you want to watch more thrifting playlists, or there's the garden playlist. I make a playlist for everything. You have a sewing playlist, you have a DIY diary playlist. Anyway, head to my main channel and scroll down. I have them kind of in order. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this one and I'll see you in the next.